Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys have all had a good weekend so far and will thoroughly enjoy whatever is left of it when you are watching this video. If you're new here, my name is Sharon. I am 62 years old, and almost 3 years ago now, we're just a couple of months away from being 3 years since I left the marital home and moved into this rented property on my own. And I started the YouTube channel back at the end of January this year, just as a way to kind of document my new way of life with budgeting and finance. And on this channel there will be money talk, food, shopping. I will say hauls because sometimes they are a bit of a haul, and yellow sticker bargains, which I get a huge kick out of buying any kind of bargain that I can lay my hands on in the supermarket and elsewhere. So yeah, a couple of things to talk about today in regard to money. And the first thing to talk about is I have had my optician's appointment and my glasses are on order. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this, well, for a couple of reasons, really. I've been saying for an awful long time that I needed an eye test and some new glasses, because it's quite some years since that has happened, and I needed to get it sorted. And it was the cost that was putting me off. So although I started a glasses fund a couple of months ago, my friend Sharon over at the Retirement Edit UK, Sharon had mentioned to me a little while ago about Asda opticians, and how even if you wear varifocals, as I do, your glasses are £80 and 2 pairs are 120. So yeah, I was really shocked because I paid hundreds for my last glasses at Specsavers, that was. So yeah, I was really surprised when Sharon said that is all that they charge. The problem for me is I didn't have an Asda opticians close by, so it took quite a little bit of arranging and kind of waiting until one of my friends had said that they would take me over. So it all had to be done in conjunction. Like, I had to cancel a hair appointment. Yeah, I've had like quite a lot going on. And then it turned out that the date that I had the optician's appointment in for turned out to be the day, it was only like about a week and a half before that my daughter got the date given to her, my eldest daughter, for an operation that she was having. So yeah, had quite a lot going on my day off this week. So went to the opticians, had the eye test, and it was an absolute breath of fresh air. It was a bit like Basic Bitch, in as much as there was no hard sell, there was no trying to get you to buy the second pair, there was no trying to get you to have like reactive lenses if you didn't want them. And I just felt it was really quite a basic service, but an extremely good one, because I do think you can feel pressurized into having all of these extra things when you go to the opticians. And I know that I have done before. And when I got these glasses, these were the second pair of the 2 pairs. And I think I wore the original pair for like 2 years. And then I swapped over to this pair. And I've been wearing these probably for the last 4 years. So yeah, I was long overdue that appointment. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I mean, obviously you'll see them when I get them. They can take up to 2 weeks to come in. But yeah, what a great price. So if you're somebody that's thinking you possibly need to have glasses and you need to have an eye test, then I would highly, highly recommend Asda, especially if you are on a budget and don't want to be spending, you know, £300-400 in the opticians. You can get one pair for 80, whether they're varifocals or not, or two pairs for 120. So I thought that was really good, and a big thank you to my friend Sharon for pointing that out to me. They do also have some designer, they have a designer range, not really kind of like what I would call super high-end designer glasses, as in like Chanel or something like that, but they did kind of have Hugo Boss and a few other brands like that. But as it turned out, the ones that I felt I liked and that suited me better were the £80 pair. So unbranded, 80 quid, basic bitch glasses will be on my face in the very near future, and I'm super pleased about it. So definitely bear that in mind. And then talking about that particular day off being the day that my daughter was having her operation. So I went straight from the opticians to the hospital, and I was there by lunchtime. Now, I didn't know how long I would be there before I got to see her. So the operation, I think the consultant had said, would be about a couple of hours. But as it turned out, she went down just after 10, and then sort of just gone 1 o'clock, my son-in-law was sort of messaging me saying that he'd gone to speak to a nurse to sort of get an update on it. And the upshot was basically, yeah, she was in a lot of pain when she came round and her blood pressure was quite high. So they needed to manage all of that in the recovery area. And then once that was under control, it was waiting for a bed. So I didn't get to actually see her until about 4:30. So I'd spent 4.5 hours just moseying around the hospital. I bought myself a coffee when I first got there. But as the afternoon went on and on, I thought, gosh, I've had no breakfast. I'm really hungry. So I bought myself a sandwich, probably mid-afternoon, and a soft drink. And then managed to visit her for about an hour or so, and then I got a bus back home. But what I thought about was I had not budgeted for any of those expenses around the hospital visit and buying food and drink. And although that's not a problem, because I've got a little buffer fund, it didn't have anything go in it this month. I've got a sinking fund called Buffer, which isn't in my sinking fund kind of roundup, and that's just got money in it if there's anything left in my current account the night before I get paid. So it's literally only got £5 in there, and nothing went in there at the end of the month just gone. And I've also started an emergency fund, and I have got a transport fund. Now, the bus fare was only £3, so that was really good, and I can easily take that out of my transport fund. I've not sat and done this as yet, so I'm talking about it before I do it, but I have got the money there to cover these unexpected expenses, or as some people might call it, incidentals. So things that you have outside of your fixed expenses, your variable expenses like your food shopping, although a lot of us, of course, do have a budget for that as well. But sometimes there are these unexpected expenses, or you can be out and you might see something that you buy on a whim, and those things aren't accounted for. So we're all going to be in situations like that at some point. So it's good to think about how you are going to cover those, whether you would have a separate sinking fund for things like that, but they don't pop up that often. So to take the fare out of my transport sinking fund and then the cost of the coffees and the sandwich I could even take out of my socialising sinking fund if need be. But I have got places where I can take that money from and pop it back into my bank account. But I just feel it's really important to think about situations that you might find yourself in that are unexpected, and where you're going to take that money from if you've literally got no sinking funds, or your budget is not set up for any incidental or unexpected spending. So it's a little bit of food for thought. I hadn't thought about it when I did my budget for October, or I did my sinking funds. It was something that wasn't even on my mind about that hospital visit. Luckily, my daughter came out the next day, and she is now at home recuperating with a few weeks off of work. So she's happy about having the time off of work at least, and everything seems to be okay, which is good. So other than that, financially, not been a lot going on this week. I have done a boot scan to recycle drop, so I've earned myself £5 in Advantage card points for that. And I think I'm going to have to do another one this month, because I'm quite low on the hair protector spray that I use before I put straighteners or tongs on it. So I'm definitely going to be needing one of those before the month's out. So this month might see 2 scan to recycle drops, and that would be £10 extra in total. And I did go back this month to using a gift card for my food shopping. So I bought a £100 gift card from Sainsbury's, and I've got £2 cash back for that. Another unexpected expense that I had was my youngest daughter messaged me, and my youngest grandchild will be 2 in November. Now, because we've just had the Amazon Prime, and of course, you know, I think in my top tips for, you know, budgeting for Christmas, I had mentioned that the Prime Day was coming up on I think it was the 7th and 8th of October. And my youngest daughter messaged me and said, I know it's not his birthday until the end of November. However, I've seen this on Amazon Prime and it's 51% off. It's something I was going to put on his birthday list anyway. It's $16.99. It's got a massive saving on it. So I'm not sure if you'd like to get that for him now. And I said, absolutely, you know, that's a complete bargain. So yeah, I will get that. So again, that was something that I hadn't budgeted for this month. I had used all the money in the birthday fund because I've mentioned many times that I had a lot of birthdays in October. All the presents are here now. Everything's been ordered. I've earned some cash back. All my online shopping has been done through Top Cashback if those particular retailers are part of that program that has been used. But yeah, I hadn't budgeted for the extra birthday present for November. So that money I took from my emergency fund, and then when I do my sinking funds at the end of October for November, then I will just pay myself back the money for that gift, and all I need to buy for November is 1 birthday card. So that's quite good. And then for December, I've just got 1 birthday, which is my son's girlfriend. So that will be 1 present and 1 card. And then I've spoken a couple of times now about how I plan to do birthdays next year. And that will be to set a budget for everybody's birthday within my family. And then I'm going to divide that up. I'm going to add on the cost for cards and possibly a little bit extra for wrap or gift bags, and then I'm going to divide that up over the 12 months of the year, and put a certain amount away each month, so that even on the months that I don't have any birthdays to buy for, I still will be putting money into that fund so that I'm prepared, rather than having months like October where I've got 3 birthdays and I've got to put a lot of money in my sinking funds in the couple of months leading up to those birthdays. So that is the plan. That is the plan, Stan, for 2026. And I thank Mandy from and Mandy Sorts It Out for talking to me about my sinking funds a few months back, and me coming to the realisation after what she said to me that that would be the best way to do it going forward. So yeah, not much else to talk about this week. That is about it really for my weekly roundup. So yeah, hope you're doing well with your budgets, with your finances, and I will be back on Wednesday with some food shopping and some cooking, and I will see you then. So quite a short one from me today, but enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will catch up with you very, very soon. Thank you for all of your likes, comments, and your subscriptions. And don't forget, if you are new here, subscribing to the channel costs you nothing, but if you switch on the bell icon, you will get a notification of any videos as soon as they go live, just so that you don't miss one. And if you do watch the ads for 30 seconds or more, that does enable me to get paid from YouTube. So I thank you all who do that and let the ads run. It is greatly appreciated. So I'll see you on Wednesday, guys. Have a fabulous few days. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye bye for now.